When I was in high school, I had a huge crush on my friend, Brett Allen Smith. We were into movies, we were in Fiddler on the Roof together, we loved going to Wendy's. But the thing about Brett was that he always had a girlfriend. But I didn't let that get in my way. And I would frequently drive by his house just to see if I could hang out with him. And by drive by, I mean, Brett lived on a cul-de-sac off of a neighborhood road, off of a larger neighborhood road, off of the main road. And every time I would go and knock on his door, Brett's mother, Sally Smith, would always be the one to answer the door. "Oh, hey, Mrs. Smith, is Brett home?" "Why, yes, Bethany, Brett is home, but Brett can't hang out because he hasn't finished his homework yet. But why don't you come on in? You and I can talk. You know, I heard you didn't get that part in the school play. How's physics going? I know you really struggle with that. And what do you think of those ratty old t-shirts Brett likes to wear?" So, well, I didn't get to talk to Brett, but at least I was in his house. So one weekend, I was grounded, and there was a fundraiser going on at my school for our drama department. And I asked my mom if I could go to the fundraiser despite the fact that I was grounded, and she said yes. I had no intention of going to this fundraiser at all. I just wanted to get out on a Friday night. So I'm just driving around trying to figure out what to do, and I see Brett's black Jeep parked in front of his girlfriend Candice's house. Huh, Brett and Candice are hanging out. I wonder what they're up to on a Friday night, alone. So I knock on the door, and Candice answers. "Hey, Bethany, what's up?" "Oh, hey, Candice, I was just driving by and I saw Brett's car, and I was wondering what you guys were up to." "We're just hanging out. Do you want to come in?" "Sure." So inside, Brett's sitting in the kitchen, and he has this complete look of shock when he sees me. "Bethany, I didn't realize you were coming over." "Oh, yeah, I was just driving by and I thought I'd see what you guys were up to, and Candice invited me in." So we start talking about movies, and then we decide to watch a movie. Well, they decide to watch a movie since it was their date night. And they decided to watch Thin Red Line, the World War II movie with Nick Nolte. It definitely wasn't my pick, but it was their date night. So we're downstairs in Candice's basement. Brett and Candice are sitting on one end of the couch, and I'm sitting on the other end of the couch. And I noticed they weren't really watching the movie. So we could have definitely picked a different movie to watch. But at least I got to hang out with Brett that night. But luckily for me, several months go by. It's the end of the summer. I'm about to head off to college, and Brett does not have a girlfriend. And there's this huge party that's going to be happening in my neighborhood, and everybody from my high school is going. And I asked Brett if he wants to go, and he says yes, which is amazing because Brett never wanted to go to the parties. And it was at that moment that I knew that tonight is the night. Tonight is the night that I kiss Brett Allen Smith. So I decided to be the designated driver so I could be the one to drive him home later. So we're at this party. Brett and I are downstairs in the basement, and we're dancing, and there's like mayhem and chaos going around, and people are taking shots, and my best friend Matilda is playing flip cup on a ping pong table, and people are so wasted they're barfing. But Brett and I are so in sync, and there's like everything like around us is a blur. But I don't want our first shared kiss to be in this public arena of this shit show of a party. I want it to be private and romantic. So I wait. So the time gets closer and closer to curfew. So I round up my friends, Eric, Matilda, and of course Brett, to drive everyone home. And as the designated driver, I always like to drop the people off that I wanted to spend the most time with last. And in this scenario, I had to drive past Brett's neighborhood to get to Eric's house. So Eric was sitting in the front seat, and Matilda and Brett were sitting in the back seat. So Eric gets out, and I thought Matilda was going to come around and sit in the front seat, but she doesn't. She's wasted. So I was like, all right, in my head, just like speed to Matilda's house, drop her off, she'll get out, Brett will come around, sit in the front seat, we'll get to his house, and then we'll kiss. So the car's silent, Matilda's wasted, everyone's tired. I look up into my rearview mirror, and I see Brett and Matilda making out in the back of my car. What? What? No, I put in the time, I put in the hours, I put in the conversations with Mrs. Smith, and they're kissing? Ugh. But I did learn one thing from all of this, and it's not to avoid stalking. I would do that again. From now on, I always make sure that my female friends sit in the front with me. Thank you.